students, and welcome back to my English course on adjectives. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about intensifiers and mitigators. Now, what are those? Don't be scared off by their names. Intensifiers are simply words that will make adjectives stronger. They will give adjectives more power, more emphasis. For example, two very common intensifiers in English are really and very. Mitigators, on the other hand, make the adjectives weaker, like the words rather or fairly. But we're going to go into a little more detail. Keep watching. Let's start with intensifiers, and I have a list of intensifiers for you. Of course, these are not all of them, but it's a good start because they're very common in English. Let's have a look. Really. This video is really interesting. The adjective in this sentence is interesting, and we make it stronger with the intensifier really. It's really interesting. Very. For example, I'm very happy to learn English. The adjective is happy, and we give it more power with the intensifier very. I am very happy to learn English. Other intensifiers include absolutely. For example, your new dress is absolutely amazing. Extremely, like it's extremely cold outside. Incredibly, for example, your son is incredibly smart. Completely, my wallet is completely empty. Unusually, the classroom was unusually quiet. And finally, enough, he isn't old enough to drive. Now, for this last sentence, the adjective is old and the intensifier is enough. It's a special case because, as you can hear and see, enough always comes after the adjective. Intensifiers are commonly used with comparative and superlative adjectives. For example, with comparative adjectives, we often use much. For example, he runs much faster than me. Faster is the comparative form of the adjective fast, and to intensify the comparison, we use the intensifier much. So he runs much faster than me. We also use a lot. For example, this red bag is a lot heavier than this white bag. Heavier is the comparative form of the adjective heavy, and we make it even more powerful with a lot heavier. And we also use far. For example, she is far taller than me. Taller is the comparative of tall. We make it more powerful with far, far taller than me. Now, with superlative adjectives, we can use easily. For example, this is easily the best restaurant in town. Best is the superlative form of the adjective good, and we make it even more powerful by saying easily the best restaurant. And we also use by far. For example, Sarah is by far the smartest girl in class. Let's move on to mitigators now. Mitigators are the opposite of intensifiers. They weaken the adjectives. Let's look at a few examples. Mitigators include fairly. For example, it's fairly sunny today. The adjective sunny is weakened by the mitigator fairly. So it's not sunny, it's a bit less than sunny. Other mitigator, rather. So when I say I'm rather tired. I'm not exactly tired. I'm a bit less. The adjective is less powerful because of this rather. Other example, pretty. It's pretty expensive, which means it's not expensive, it's a little bit less. Or quite, like the movie was quite good. The adjective good is less powerful because of this quite. Now, be very careful, because if you use quite with an extreme adjective, such as terrible, perfect, enormous, or excellent, quite means absolutely. It becomes an intensifier. For example, she is quite gorgeous. Means she is absolutely gorgeous. It's more powerful because of the intensifier quite. So be very careful when you use quite, because depending on the adjective that you choose, it has a different meaning, and it can be either an intensifier or a mitigator. Let's move on. Just as intensifiers, mitigators can be used with comparative adjectives. Let's look at a few examples. We can use a bit. For example, he's a bit faster than me. When you say he's a bit faster than me, it's less powerful than he's faster than me. So a bit mitigates, it weakens faster. Same goes for rather. For example, this dress is rather nicer than that dress. It weakens the comparison, the nicer. And finally, we can say slightly. For example, my car is slightly older than your car. So it's just a little bit older than your car. It's weak because of this mitigator. Let's now move on to practice. I want things to be very clear. So I have a few example sentences for you guys, and I want you to tell me if you see an intensifier or a mitigator. Let's have a look. First, it's a very interesting game. Now, what's the adjective in that sentence? Interesting, of course. What about very? Is it an intensifier or a mitigator? What do you think? It's an intensifier, of course. It's a very interesting game. It's more powerful thanks to this very. The second sentence, she cooks fairly good pasta. Now, the adjective in this sentence is good, I'm sure you know. What about fairly? Is it an intensifier or a mitigator? It's a mitigator, guys. The adjective good is less powerful because of fairly. She cooks fairly good pasta. The third example, he's quite brilliant at speaking English. The adjective is brilliant. Now, just a hint, it's an extreme adjective. Brilliant is a very strong adjective. So what about quite? Is it an intensifier or a mitigator? It is an intensifier, of course, because the adjective is extreme. I hope you got that. Next example, she's a bit younger than I am. The adjective is actually a comparative adjective in this sentence, younger. A bit acts as a mitigator, of course. And finally, my dog is much fatter than my cat. Again, it's a comparative adjective, fatter. And what about much? What do you think? Intensifier? Mitigator? It's an intensifier. It's much fatter than my cat. Good job, guys. Let's move on. Let's go through the sentences again and focus on pronunciation. Please repeat after me. It's a very interesting game. One more time. It's a very interesting game. Good. Second example. She cooks fairly good pasta. She cooks fairly good pasta. Third example, guys. He's quite brilliant at speaking English. One more time. He's quite brilliant at speaking English. Moving on. She's a bit younger than I am. She's a bit younger than I am. And finally, my dog is much fatter than my cat. My dog is much fatter than my cat. Excellent, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope this has helped. Now, using intensifiers and mitigators takes practice, a lot of practice, but I'm sure you can do it and it's worth it. It will make a true difference to your speaking skills. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Thank you guys for watching my video and for watching this English course on adjectives. If you want to see more videos on adjectives and other things, please show us your support. Click like, subscribe to the channel, put your comments below and share the video with your friends. Thank you and see you!